How's it going, everybody? I'm the BTC Reaper. My goal on this channel is to teach you how to reap the rewards of trading when the price is going up or down. Ron DeSantis vows to ban CBDCs in the US if elected. So, speaking at the Family Leadership Summit on July 14th, DeSantis promised to ban CBDCs in the US if he is elected president. If I am elected president, one day we will nix central bank digital currency. Done, dead, not happening in this country, he said during the event in Iowa, which featured 6 other Republican candidates. He also said he would ban foreign CBDCs, claiming it would lead to a massive transfer of power and make the US lose their strength as the central world currency. Sam Bankman-Fried requests exemption from security checks for close friends at parents' house. So Sam Bankman-Fried made a request at the New York District Court to Judge Lewis, seeking permission to his close friends to visit his parents' home without undergoing security checks mandated by his bail conditions. At present, only his legal representatives and employees from a contracted law firm are exempt from these checks. The list submitted by Sam Bankman-Fried's lawyers has also been reviewed by the prosecutors and is sealed without objection, includes his close friends and colleagues of his parents and household help who visit the house on a regular basis. Sam Bankman-Fried is limited to using a laptop solely for accessing court-approved websites, including specific news sites and YouTube. He is also in possession of a phone that has no internet access, allowing him to only make and receive calls and texts. The lawyers representing Sam Bankman-Fried assured that those on the approved visitor list are fully aware of these conditions and are committed to complying with them, and that includes refraining from sharing the devices with them. Onto the charts, we are above our total market cap. We are starting to get a little bit of a bounce kind of off this support. We are kind of indecisive. Stochastic skin tight, RSI is going flat, momentum looks like it could taper off. Our VWAP is starting to fall and our money flow is struggling, so overall we're slightly more bearish leaning than bullish, I'd say. For Bitcoin dominance, we are taking a slide. Our money flow is trying to ramp up. Our stochastic is pushing down, momentum's pushing down, VWAP wants to make a little bit of a recovery, so we'll have to see if it can keep up this trajectory and hold above the neutral. Over on Bitcoin futures, we are dropping away from our flags still, so still ranging in this area. RSI is overall getting weaker. We have a red dot. Momentum's getting weaker with a red dot, so we have some divergences that could set up. Stochastic is getting weak. Our VWAP is about to break that neutral. And our money flow is rejecting away from neutral, so overall we're more bearish here too. Over for Bitcoin, we are rejecting away from our resistance. We really didn't go anywhere after yesterday's candle. Our RSI overall is losing strength, momentum's losing strength, we have a red dot here that could push us lower. Our money flow is losing strength, VWAP is pushing in the bearish territory, Stochastic is making a bearish cross, so overall we're a little more bearish leaning here as well. If we look at the 4 hour, we had that big massive drop off and then we've pretty much gone flat, so we could make a small bear flag here on the 4 hour that could push us lower. Our RSI is going flat, Stochastic's going flat, our VWAP is kind of riding that neutral, so just watch out if it breaks bearish. Money flow is starting to curl down, our momentum is starting to curl down into the bearish territory, so overall we're slightly more bearish leaning. We could lose some momentum if we push lower. If you're wondering what this alert here is, you should join the Discord link down below, like this video, and subscribe to our channel. As well as visit our merch link that we have with Reaper Apparel. They have some real cool merch. But onto the 2 hour. Our stochastic is ramping up, RSI is overall losing strength, our money flow is about to break into the bearish territory, so watch here because if we break bearish, we could set up a bearish trend and we could start to fall. Our VWAP is struggling to maintain bullish momentum as well, so our momentum wave is very shaky. It wants to kind of curl away, so just watch if that VWAP breaks, that momentum will likely get a red dot. Over on the 1 hour, stochastic is falling, RSI is overall starting to arch out. Our money flow is slightly in the bearish territory, so watch if this holds. We were in the bearish territory before, kind of zigzagged around the bullish territory and ultimately failed to hold. Our momentum could come down as well, so if this VWAP and money flow don't recover, we're likely going to get a drop and see a bear flag play out. Over on graph for the daily, little bit of a pump, not much. RSI is kind of flat, stochastic has a bearish cross, momentum's kind of rounding off, VWAP is heading down. That money flow wants to go bullish, but it's struggling. So I would definitely keep an eye on it. If we reject here, we could see lower downside. Over on the 4 hour, our RSI is overall starting to arch out, pointing down, we could start to fall. Stochastic's about to make a bearish cross, momentum's coming down, money flow is starting to come out, and our VWAP is struggling to cross bullish. So our momentum wave could get another red dot or another pull down if we don't cross through. Over on the 2 hour, we're trying to get these reversal arrows that want to push us up, but we're getting manipulation X's that want to push us down. So we're not really sure what we want to do right here. Overall, we are kind of just zigzagging. We tried to go up, but ultimately broke down. So we are getting lower highs and somewhat lower lows. We are getting higher lows here, so we could have an up channel form if we get a new high without dropping. But we do have rising stochastic, RSI is starting to head down. Our money flow overall is struggling to maintain above this like 14 area. VWAP is about to break bearish, momentum wants to break bearish, so we're struggling here on the 2 hour, so just watch out if we start to push down. Over on the 1 hour, stochastic wants to make a bullish cross, RSI is struggling to make higher highs. Our momentum's getting bearish divergences with a red dot that could push us lower if our VWAP doesn't manage to break through this neutral with some strength. Our money flow is starting to come out, it's about to hit that neutral, so if it breaks through, we could see some more bearish action. Over on the daily for anchor, we're still within this symmetric ascending wedge that could bring us lower. So the way everything else is looking, this could play out. Our stochastic's looking like it wants to round off. RSI is struggling to get higher highs, so we could start to push away if that stochastic loses strength. Our momentum wants to push higher, but it's starting to round off as our VWAP is falling. Money flow is in the bullish territory, but we are struggling to kind of get new highs. So if we start to round off here, we could set up some more bearish momentum, at which point we're pretty close to the top of this and could break down. Over on the 4 hour, our momentum has a red dot here. VWAP is starting to head down toward that neutral and could break through. Our money flow is making higher highs, but we are starting to round off, so just keep an eye on that. Our RSI is starting to flatten out. We're struggling to go any higher, and our stochastic is starting to push lower, so just keep an eye out. Over on the 2 hour, stochastic's trying to make a bullish push. RSI wants to point up, so we'll have to see if we can manage to keep this going. Our momentum is getting bearish divergences though, so that could push us lower. Our VWAP's about to break through that neutral and push lower, and the momentum is getting a red dot, so that could drop us down. So just keep an eye out. If we don't get some green candles, we could see a drop from here. Over on the 1 hour, our RSI is trying to point up, getting bearish divergence, stochastic's getting bearish divergence, and our momentum's getting bearish divergence. So we have a lot of bearish divergences that could end up taking us down. VWAP is trying to head through that neutral, but if we get rejected, that momentum could get another red dot and push down. Money flow is struggling to maintain any highs. We did kind of hit that 33 twice, or 3 times actually, and then broke away. So we are starting to make a lower high here. If we don't push up from here, we could see a downtrend form. Over on XRP, got a bit of a 1% drop, nothing too exciting. RSI is pretty flat, stochastic's starting to round off, momentum's rounding off, VWAP's coming out, money flow is starting to fall out. So overall, we're a little bearish leaning, but we aren't. It's not like we're going to just necessarily drop. We do have this cool off because we got an insane rip up because of the lawsuit news. This could be a descending triangle though, so that could push us lower, so that could make us retry these areas. So just keep an eye out for that. RSI is starting to bend down, stochastic's starting to fall, our momentum's starting to fall, our money flow is starting to come down, VWAP's starting to come down. Could have a lot of whales taking profits. A lot of people were locked in this for years, so that jump up could make people want to take some profits, so we could see another accumulation zone before any new highs. Stochastic's starting to round off, RSI is starting to round off, money flow is starting to arch out, VWAP is starting to reject away from that neutral, and our momentum wave is starting to push away as well. So overall, we're a little bearish leaning, and with this bearish triangle, that could drop us down. Over on the 1 hour, stochastic is starting to fall, RSI is starting to fall, Money flow is close to that neutral, so watch for a break. VWAP is in the bearish territory and starting to slide down. Momentum is falling, so keep an eye on all these, as if this continues, we could see another drop. Finally, for algo on the daily, we're pretty indecisive. Stochastic's getting pretty tight, so could round off and start to fall. RSI is flattening out. VWAP is starting to lose strength. Our money flow is starting to come out, and our momentum is starting to round off. So overall, we're a little more bearish leaning, and we could break this value area low if we don't get some great bullish momentum soon. Over on the 4 hour, we have Manipulation X that wants to drop us down. A little mini descending triangle here, so that could drop us down. Stochastic's pushing down. RSI is overall losing some strength. Our money flow was trying to push up, but it's starting to get lower lows and push down. VWAP wanted to break through that neutral, but it's starting to push back into the bearish territory, so that could drag our momentum down as well. Over on the 2 hour, we are kind of zigzagging around, trying to make higher highs and point up, so we could have a ascending triangle that might want to push us higher. That may save us. We'll have to keep an eye if we can break this support resistance in this Fibonacci zone or not. Stochastic is trying to run up. RSI is overall losing strength though, because our stochastic was under that neutral, so we were bearish, but we could recover. VWAP is trying to break through that neutral, so if it does manage to break through, we could see some bullish momentum. Our momentum wave has a red dot though, as our VWAP is falling, so our momentum could drop off on us. Over on the 1 hour, stochastic is falling. RSI is overall falling, but trying to go flat. Our money flow was trying to ramp up, but is starting to lose steam. It's just above that neutral, so if we round back off and push lower, we could see a bearish break and some more downside. VWAP is in the bearish territory, but trying to round up, so watch if that can flip into the bullish territory with some strength. If it can, that may be able to help push us higher, but if it doesn't, then we could see some further bearish action. Thank you for watching tonight's video. I hope you have a wonderful night.